There is only one way to avoid criticism: do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. Be a free thinker and don't accept everything you hear as truth. Be critical and evaluate what you believe in. Excellence is never an accident, it is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. It represents the wise choice of many alternatives. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. The more you know, the more you know you don't know. The most important relationship we can all have is the one you have with yourself. The most important journey you can take is one of self-discovery. To know yourself, you must spend time with yourself. You must not be afraid to be alone. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. Life is only meaningful when we are striving for a goal. It is our choice of good or evil that determines our character, not our opinion about good or evil. Our problem is not that we aim too high and miss, but that we aim too low and hit. Criticism is something we can avoid easily by saying nothing, doing nothing, and being nothing. The weak are always anxious for justice and equality. The strong pay no heed to either. Courage is the first virtue that makes all other virtues possible. A fool contributes nothing worth hearing and takes offense at everything. He who cannot be a good follower cannot be a good leader. At the intersection where your gifts, talents, and abilities meet a human need, therein you will discover your purpose. Character is determined by choice, not opinion. Happiness is a quality of the soul, not a function of one's material circumstances. A goal gets us motivated, while a good habit keeps us stay motivated. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, isn't just an act, but a habit, and life isn't just a series of events, but an ongoing process of self-definition. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. Tyrants preserve themselves by sowing fear and mistrust among the citizens by means of spies, by distracting them with foreign wars, by eliminating men of spirit who might lead a revolution, by humbling the people, and making them incapable of decisive action. Think as the wise men think, but talk like the simple people do. Greatness of spirit is accompanied by simplicity and sincerity. Humility is a flower which does not grow in everyone's garden. The high-minded man must care more for the truth than for what people think. To appreciate the beauty of a snowflake, it is necessary to stand out in the cold. The intelligence consists not only in the knowledge, but also in the skill to apply the knowledge into practice. Today, see if you can stretch your heart, and expand your love so that it touches not only those to whom you can give it easily, but also to those who need it so much. If something's bound to happen, it will happen, right time, right person, and for the best reason. The fool tells me his reason, the wise man persuades me with my own. Your happiness depends on you alone. For that which has become habitual, becomes as it were natural. First, have a definite, clear practical ideal, a goal, an objective. Second, have the necessary means to achieve your ends, wisdom, money, materials, and methods. Third, adjust all your means to that end. Anybody can become angry, that is easy, but to be angry with the right person and to the right degree and at the right time and for the right purpose, and in the right way, that is not within everybody's power and is not easy. Whatever we learn to do, we learn by actually doing it. Men come to be builders, for instance, by building, and harp players by playing the harp. In the same way, by doing just acts we come to be just. By doing self-controlled acts, we come to be self-controlled, and by doing brave acts, we become brave. If you see a man approaching with the obvious intent of doing you good, run for your life. Consider pleasures as they depart, not as they come. Worthless persons appointed to have supreme control of weighty affairs do a lot of damage. When there is no middle class, and the poor greatly exceed in number, troubles arise, and the state soon comes to an end. Man is a goal-seeking animal. His life only has meaning if he is reaching out and striving for his goals. The society that loses its grip on the past is in danger, for it produces men who know nothing but the present, and who are not aware that life had been, and could be, different from what it is. Music directly represents the passions of the soul. If one listens to the wrong kind of music, he will become the wrong kind of person. The man who is truly good and wise will bear with dignity whatever fortune sends, and will always make the best of his circumstances. It is not sufficient to know what one ought to say, but one must also know how to say it. We are the sum of our actions, and therefore our habits make all the difference. Where perception is, there also are pain and pleasure, and where these are, there, of necessity, is desire. Everybody loves a thing more if it has cost him trouble. For instance, those who have made money love money more than those who have inherited it. Men become richer not only by increasing their existing wealth but also by decreasing their expenditure. The high-minded man is fond of conferring benefits, but it shames him to receive them. Friendship also seems to be the bond that holds communities together. Let us first understand the facts, and then we may seek the cause. If men are given food, but no chastisement nor any work, they become insolent. Friends hold a mirror up to each other. Through that mirror they can see each other in ways that would not otherwise be accessible to them, and it is this mirroring that helps them improve themselves as persons. The business of every art is to bring something into existence, and the practice of an art involves the study of how to bring into existence something which is capable of having such an existence and has its efficient cause in the maker and not in itself. Man is by nature a social animal, an individual who is unsocial naturally, and not accidentally is either beneath our notice or more than human. Society is something that precedes the individual. Anyone who either cannot lead the common life or is so self-sufficient as not to need to, and therefore does not partake of society, is either a beast or a god. Suffering becomes beautiful when anyone bears great calamities with cheerfulness, not through insensibility but through greatness of mind. To be angry is easy. But to be angry with the right man at the right time and in the right manner, that is not easy. It is well to be up before daybreak, for such habits contribute to health, wealth, and wisdom. If you would understand anything, observe its beginning and its development. Where your talents and the needs of the world cross, therein lies your vocation. These two, your talents and the needs of the world, are the great wake-up calls to your true vocation in life. To ignore this, is in some sense, is to lose your soul. Money was intended to be used in exchange, but not to increase at interest, and this term interest, which means the birth of money from money, is applied to the breeding of money because the offspring resembles the parent, wherefore of all modes of getting wealth this is the most unnatural. The least initial deviation from the truth is multiplied later 1,000-fold. Obstinate people can be divided into the opinionated, the ignorant, and the boorish. When you feel yourself lacking something, send your thoughts towards your intimate and search for the divinity that lives within you. It is of the nature of desire not to be satisfied, and most men live only for the gratification of it. A proper wife should be as obedient as a slave. The female is a female by virtue of a certain lack of qualities, a natural defectiveness. Good moral character is not something that we can achieve on our own. We need a culture that supports the conditions under which self-love and friendship flourish.